Hey everybody, Dr. T here. Today we're going to talk about same-sex domestic violence. Very few studies have been conducted on same-sex DV. However, it is widespread among both gay and lesbian couples. I do not have information on others in the LGBTQ plus community, as it has not been studied as much as other groups of individuals. However, based on one study, between 1 million and 4.6 million sexual minorities are victims of DV. One early study reported that some 47% of gays and lesbians have been victims of DV, while others have suggested that from 42 to 79% of men and 25 to 50% of women in same-sex relationships have experienced some form of DV. It is estimated that DV in same-sex relationships occurs at the same or even higher rates than in heterosexual relationships. Same-sex DV seems to be escalating compared to previous years. Therefore, this occurrence demands attention. From a societal policy standpoint, a number of steps are needed to stop the abuse. First, DV laws must include same-sex couples. Second, criminal justice personnel need adequate training and education. The police need to be more sensitive to the needs of the gay and lesbian community, particularly when enforcing DV laws. One judge modified an abused gay man's restraining order from 1 year to 3 months when the judge discovered that the victim of the abuse had a black belt in karate. The judge commented that the victim could take care of himself. Remember in a previous video where I said anyone can be a victim? Judges must also avoid sentence disparity based on sexual orientation. One reason for the increase may likely be due to same-sex DV occurring at a higher rate among younger individuals. They may have fewer internal and external resources for protection, such as having a small number of alternatives to remove themselves from a DV situation. There is also the fact that same-sex DV is underreported due to denial, social stigma, homophobia, prejudices, and fear of criticism from the heterosexual communities. Not to mention threats against exposing their sexual orientation to others, which leaves them extremely isolated. Studies have concluded that same-sex DV victims experience the same types of abuse and have the same lasting effects and trauma from the abuse as heterosexual victims. The same can be said for the reasons for why they stay in an abusive relationship. Remember, anyone can be a victim, despite socioeconomic, ethnic, educational, occupational, religious backgrounds, as well as age group or sexual orientation.
If you or someone you know is in an abusive situation, call the National Helpline at 1-800-799-SAFE or text START to 88788. Everyone deserves a healthy relationship.